this feeling, and it burns through my soul, and it makes me feel all kinds of good. A simple, simple feeling, and I just can't help myself. It just makes me feel all natural. From the way that I talk, yeah, and the way I lay my tracks, you would think I was from way back. He says I'm from another era, and I can't get with that. Baby girl, just be yourself, you'll rule the world. He wants me to be natural, baby. He wants me to be free. He says he loves it when I'm natural. Just be yourself. Ooh, just take your time. Ooh, you're not even 30 yet. Ooh, you're doing just fine. With life, take your time. Do it right. He says he loves it when I'm natural. He loves it. He loves it when I'm natural. Baby, he loves it. And I'm feeling for ya all the time. Just be yourself when I'm around. He says he loves it when I'm natural. Ooh, be natural. Ooh, don't be no fool, don't play yourself, just be yourself. Ooh, be natural. Yeah. Ooh, don't be no fool, don't play yourself, just be yourself. Ooh, be natural. Ooh, don't be no fool, don't play yourself, just be yourself. Ooh, be natural. He says he loves it when I'm natural. Yourself when I'm around. He says he loves it when I'm natural. He loves it.
Nice. All right. Good morning. That was Miss Rosie Bush with Natural. That I like that song. Like when I go to my family reunion, Rosie gonna have to send me one of them CDs so I can play that. Right. We having an all-white party. And I want to play that at the all-white party.
That's a bit. Hey,
and I want your song too. You know, song I like.
Oh yeah. I got you. You know how we do it.
Yeah. I told I'm gonna take some of Devious music back too and drop it off to some of my DJ friends out there. Y'all want me to get your music in Chicago? Give it to me.
Already. Hey, y'all just heard Natural by Rosie Bush. Hey, look, check it out. We like 5 days away from the Rose Garden concert. So if you do not have your tickets, you might want to go ahead and hit the higher ENT experience website to go ahead and purchase your tickets. So they $35. If you want the regular general admission, and if you feeling fancy, you want to go ahead and get that whole package. You know what I'm saying? The link is already up there on the screen. Y'all go ahead and let's get, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and get in there. We would love to have your support. We would love to have you in the house with us. It's going to be a wonderful show, man. So y'all go ahead and get y'all tickets. It's going down Sunday, April 28th, the Rose Garden concert. Y'all definitely want to go ahead and get y'all tickets. It'll be a time that you will not regret. And we ain't gonna keep y'all out too late. We know y'all gotta go to the Wood Highs. For some of y'all that gotta go to the Wood Highs on Monday. So it's from 6 to 10. Show starts. Show time starts within those hours. You know how we do it. We like to get y'all in the crib, so we like to get y'all in a place so that y'all won't miss nothing. Make sure y'all get y'all the money work. Y'all hit me up. Malcolm has. If you are watching from the Real Talk 100 page on Facebook, Malcolm just shot up the information. I will be posting the information later on. If y'all get at me, if y'all want to get a ticket. I've already posted it on my live. On my feed. So yeah, there we go. So grand rising, good morning, salutations, all whatever it is that you say to start your day. I got my host, my better half, my sis, Leeryk, virtually. So she's here with us today, and she got something to get off her chest.
Oh, no, it's just a general, not off my chest, just general. We're going to talk about relationships today. And the part of the relationship we're going to talk about is it's more when the communications have broken down, where do you go from there?
Okay.
You know, do you see the signs before the communication breaks down? Okay. And why is it so hard for men and women to express themselves? I mean, my thing is, I just feel like if something is wrong, you can't fix it if you don't know what it is. And you can't fix it if you don't talk about it.
Yep. You
can't fix it if you shut down and just feel like, well, on my end, I'm just done with it. That's not fair for the other person. Yeah, you can't shut it down because the other person wants closure, regardless of what's going to happen, whether you get back together, whether you don't, whatever it is. I think a real man and a real woman, would go the communication route and either try to fix it or give the explanation so that it's clear and give closure. Because when you care about somebody, when you love somebody, when you care about somebody, all the silence does is piss them off.
Yeah, silence doesn't. The silence won't help.
Yeah, because my thing is, I just think that when you meet somebody, I just think that at the end of the day, because anybody that I've ever dated, I stayed friends with. Right. Even after we broke up, we stayed friends. Because that friendship was still important to me, even if the relationship was gone.
Yeah.
And if there's no communication, you can't even do that. You can't even build on the friendship,
Right.
So where do you go and what do you do? I was told, well, sometimes people go through some things, and you're absolutely right. People do go through things.
Right.
But if you have your other half that's willing to go through it with you, why would you not want that? And I get it, because I am a Gemini, so I'm moody as hell. And my moods may trickle down and bleed onto my partner, and I have to apologize.
Right.
My mood swings go up and down, will snap back and forth. You know what I'm saying? So I know how it is when you're dealing with somebody that's got them different mood swings, because I've felt it.
Right.
But you have to learn when to put all of that extra behind you, and be the woman or be the man and give some closure to some things.
Yeah.
We're in a society where everything is almost like a competition, competition to love, competition to hate, competition. You know what I'm saying? Everything's a competition. I'm not competing with nobody.
Everything is.
If you want somebody else, get them. I don't want to compete for your affection if you're affectionate for somebody else. I don't want to compete for your affection if you're not affectionate for me.
Right.
I don't want to love somebody that doesn't love me. That's a waste of time. Yeah. But with that being said, we just want you guys to kind of chime in and tell us what you think about this.
Yeah.
You know, Malcolm had some great points because I talked about this last night on my live, and I wanted him to kind of reiterate on what he had said, you know, and we can't be selfish either,
right.
You know, because like I said, people go through things and I get that. I get it. And so my resolve today is I decided to throw my hands up and back up. I threw my hands up, I back up, and I wait. I ain't gonna wait long, but I'll wait.
Right.
You know, and at the end of the day, while I'm waiting, I'm building me. You know, that's all you can do.
You know, which is something that you should never really stop. Like you should always be, you know, building.
But when you're in a relationship, you're trying to build each other. But when that breaks down, when that breaks down, then you got to go back to being selfish. When you're working on you, you're being selfish because you're working on just you. You know what I'm saying? So there's that other half is being put on pause. So while you on pause, I'm gonna go ahead and finish working on me. You know? And I said one time that I'm different. I move different. I breathe different. I'm not perfect at all because I'm spoiled. I'm spoiled, and I can be a bitch. I can be that B word sometimes, but it's not intentionally projected onto somebody in particular. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's just with my mood swings. I can be that, and I'm the kind of person. I'm gonna when my emotions and my feelings are involved, you know it is because you can see it. I wear my emotions on my sleeve.
Right.
I don't really, and I've always said this. I don't care what people think about me. I don't care what people say about me. I don't, because I take care of me. But at the end of the day, because I'm transparent, don't take advantage of me being transparent. You know?
Yeah.
Because that may not end well for you. So, what you guys think about that?
Oh man, let me try to untangle a little bit of this because it's so much that goes into when you have, you know, like when you said the communication and what you do when it's broken. You know, I remember something you said last night, like, do you fight or let it go? I think a lot of times one of the variables that can get in the way of your communication is pride. Like if you have people that's like one doesn't want to yield, neither of you want to yield, and then it causes it to be like if y'all live together, y'all cohabitating, or even if y'all ain't cohabitating, but y'all can't come up with a solution, and then y'all marinate on that through the night, go to bed with some different feelings, and because you let that pride get in there, it's hard to express what you really want to say, or sometimes people don't want to hurt hurt the other person's feelings. And like I said, it's just a lot of different variables that go into that. When we know that the solution is to talk about it and get it on out of the way before it becomes something big. But for some odd reason, but for one of those reasons, and there are more, that's one reason why we let stuff fester. And or it's like the tone that somebody said, that the tone that somebody used. Well, you ain't finna talk to me crazy. Well, fine, forget it then. We just want, you know what I'm saying? You can kind of leave stuff to where, you know, you don't resolve it and you leave it to fester.
Well, but I also believe you fight for anything you love.
Yep. So,
you fight for anything you love, and you let that person know exactly where you stand. And at the end of the day, once that's done, there's nothing else you can do.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, and I believe, I don't know, they said if you set it free, if it's for you, it'll come back. I just feel like before you let it go, you got to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, that's the next step to that.
Right.
You know, because if I let it go, there's no guarantee I'm going to be here when you're ready to come back.
Ooh, I wrote a song about that.
You know, it's just not. Because like I said in one of my posts, my heart is open. I keep love open in my life because disappointment will make you shut down and put a wall up that nobody can get through. I don't want to live like that. I want to be able to love even with the disappointments. I get the disappointments, you know, and I'll get through the disappointment. It's not going to kill me for sure.
Right.
But it do I want to say disheartens me? It kind of makes me feel like the next time around, I'm gonna have to be a little more careful, you know, about who I let in.
Yeah, right.
You know, and maybe go through a different scenario about how I'm gonna do it, you know. But when at the end of the day, this is 2024, and you know, I was talking too about how the Bible says you're supposed to have somebody that's equally yoked. Well, that definition of equally yoked can mean a bunch of different things, you know. And I think equally yoked is good to be spiritually equally yoked, but not necessarily personally, because I like diversity. I like somebody that's different from me so that when we're doing something, we're experiencing different things on both sides.
Yeah.
You know, so that part right there, I don't think you have to be like the person that you love or that you're going to fall in love with. I think that diversity and that difference and that, you know, that challenge is a good thing. Mm-hmm. I don't have a problem with that, especially if you're from two different worlds, you know. Yeah. I don't have a problem with that because, you know, I want to see what your world look like and then you can see what mine look like and we can bring those two worlds together. You know, mm-hmm. I don't have a problem with that. I can be shallow sometimes because I'm particular about who I like to date, you know, because it's known that I don't date a lot of American men. I just don't. Right. If I meet an American man that I like, then he's got some qualities, you know, so just putting that out there too.
I think that the more mature that we get, I you know, scratch that. What I'll say is this: I think that you get the best out of the communication of the relationship is when you are with somebody that you really genuinely, when you get the person that, you know, you get what the person that's worth fighting for. The person, y'all have something that y'all have together that is actually worth saving, because sometimes you can get into these relationships and maybe everything didn't fire off in the beginning. You know, maybe y'all talked for a while and it was like, you know, what the heck, let's do it. Okay, so you remember in Coming to America how the mama said that she said one day I didn't love him at first, and one day I just grew to love him. We've been, you remember that on Coming to America? Like sometimes you can get into those types of relationships and then, you know,
I don't know about that, CHOZ1N.
It might not be.
I don't believe in I just think that is more, we're more domesticized today. I don't think that putting two people together and hoping they fall in love, but I think that because those arranged marriages are different than the real life relationship.
Arranged marriage, it's like, okay, I say this, like when I hear people say, well, I gave this person a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't really looking for this, but I gave this person a chance. I guess what I'm really trying to say is, like, you and your person, y'all get together and it's like, and the connection is there. Like the connection is there, and y'all building something that's really, really sacred. And you both know that it's worth fighting for. It's easier to talk to this person and communicate. You don't let that go as quick as something that you kind of you weren't even looking for at first, or somebody
right.
said I gave this person a chance. Usually I don't go for this type of person, but they came along and, you know, that type of thing. When you with somebody that
because I like bad boys. I like bad boys. I got a habit of picking the bad boys. I like the ones that I know when we go somewhere, we might get shot messing with this one. So
that's what I'm saying.
I like men that got a hard part of them, but also a very soft heart. And gangsters, I'm just infatuated with them. I want me a gangster and I want me a king on the same level. You know, I want to know that you know how to treat me, but I also want to know that when it comes down to it, you're going to protect me. You know, so I want the man that when I go outside, I'm not going to worry about who walking behind me because I know he watching everything. He's always aware. He watching everything. So that's the kind of man I like. You know, I want a sophisticated man. I want an intelligent man. I want a man who knows what he wants and where he's going, because I don't always know that for myself. Sometimes I need somebody to push me, you know, and that's what I got. I have so many different things that I have in a bundle. And like I said, today I'm going to sit down and I'm going to make me a list and I'm going to prioritize everything in my life because I haven't done that. And I just think that when you have that certain somebody that can help you prioritize the things in your life so you can prosper, that's great, you know. But like I said, I also got to have that little thug too. I gotta have it. You know, if you too soft, it's not going to be good for me. It's not going to last for me. If you whine too damn much, that's not going. I'm sorry for cursing, but if you whine too much, that's not going to work for me.
So when you say, what you mean by whine too much?
I don't want no soft guy. I don't want no man that's soft. I don't want definition. I don't want somebody that I don't want somebody that if we're in a situation, I'm gonna have to protect you. You know, which I'm gonna do that for whoever's down for me, but I don't want to have that to be the priority. I'm gonna have to protect you. You gonna run and leave me. You gonna run and leave me.
So let me see if I can get you straight. So what? Oh, give me a scenario as to where you need to be protected from. No,
I'm just saying. I'm that person. If I'm getting ready to build my foundation as far as the color green and Leeryk's New Radio and a few other things that I have on my platform. Okay. And the man that I want with me is somebody that I know that when I'm out and when we're dealing with certain scenarios, let's say we got an issue, he gonna hold that issue down. He gonna make sure ain't nothing finna happen, ain't nothing getting ready to go down, ain't nobody gonna hurt me, you know, because I can piss people off because I'm that person. I'm gonna say what I want to say, and you probably not gonna like it. Some people ain't gonna like it. You know, we living in a world where people crazy today, you know, but I'm that person where I want to be able to tell you, I don't care if you don't like me, I don't like you either, you know, so what? You know, that don't bother me. And if I do this venture that I'm getting ready to do, the nightlife brings a lot of negative diversity into your life. It brings a lot of challenges. You know, you're going to have some security around you, especially when you start making that money, you know?
Okay.
And I want somebody I can do that together with, you know, and know that that person has my back. I have sons, so I also have kings in my house and in my family. That I don't worry about that a lot either, because I got my boys that stay with me here in this house a little off. My sons, yeah, them boys ain't gonna play with about their mama. You know.
Yeah, I got you. When you said something and you was like, you said, you can make people mad. You know, you said, well, I guess you could say piss people off.
I do it on purpose.
So you do.
We're on radio. You gotta have it.
Like. This is what that sounds like. All right. It sounds like it sounds like you kind of can put your dude in danger.
No.
Because you said no, that
I'm putting me in danger. It's not putting him in danger, but he's gonna protect me.
No. Okay, so look, I'm gonna say this right here.
But that's life, CHOZ1N, that's life, especially in entertainment. Especially in the entertainment business.
But I get
bottom line is, if I'm gonna do entertainment and that's the life I'm gonna be into, it's always gonna be some danger. Always. Right. So, but I want somebody that's got my back.
I got it. So check this out. So let's say you say somebody, I guess somebody's unruly or whatever. Well, you know, and you make them and you, how can I put this? I'm just gonna keep it simple. So if you say something to somebody, they get out of line, and they, I guess, call you out your name, and then your man step up to be like, hey, this ain't how we finna do this.
I don't care about nobody calling me out my name.
Huh?
Okay, I don't care about nobody calling me out my name. I don't want nobody putting their hands on me.
Okay.
Calling me out my name, that's a word. Okay. They don't know me.
All right, I got you.
I don't care about that. We're not gonna fight about that.
All right.
Well, just don't put your hands on me.
Let's hear his whole topic.
I'm just trying to get it, because I know that, I'm not saying that you this type, but I've seen plenty of things with this girl that got unruly. She got this dude, and she out here, and I don't think it's you, but I hear this too about some of these women that talk about, I want a dude to protect me, and he got to protect me whenever I pop out, but she be the one that be popping off. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but she be the one that pop off.
It's not that situation. Yeah.
Right. That's what.
Yeah, it's not that situation.
But I mean, protecting you, like just de-escalating the situations to make sure that you're good. So I would say this, like, if I'm somewhere with my lady, or if I know that I'm finna go somewhere with my lady, and I'm pretty much gonna pick the places that there's the least things that could pop off. Like, we probably go somewhere upscale, knowing that something can pop off anyway. So I'm already finna be on my guard. Like, we ain't finna do this. In some cases, some men like myself, we kind of foresee stuff when things is getting ready to get out of hand. So if I sit up and I move you out the way to avoid a confrontation or whatever, you don't understand what I'm doing. And if you don't understand, you have to trust my lead. Because if I'm finna move out of this, I'm avoiding this whole thing before it even pop off.
Right.
So,
but if it pop off, you got it.
But if it pop up, see, now know me, I think down the line. I think down the line, before I'm gonna try to always come up with a diplomatic solution to get out of something, so that I ain't gotta go to jail, I ain't gotta risk nobody getting killed, hurt, or whatever. And for the most part, I'm finna get her out of the crossfire. I'm finna get her out the situation first and foremost. But I don't need for her to try to interject. It's like, this time, like, shut up, do what I tell you to do, so I can get us out of this. But sometimes you got the ones that don't know how to do that, and they escalate it, and you get your man.
Those are the ones that put you in danger.
Yeah.
If I'm saying something and I'm not directing it to somebody, and and other people get mad about it, you can't control that, but you can de-escalate it. I'm not talking about, I want a man to protect me, so when I act a fool and I'm out there cussing somebody out, that's not what I'm talking about.
Gotcha.
I want to be safe wherever I go.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I want to be safe wherever I go.
Have you seen?
And some men don't make you feel that though, CHOZ. And I've dated men that I'm like, I can't go nowhere with this man because I'm gonna have to fight for him.
What?
Yeah, I can't.
You think that you're gonna have to fight for him?
That's how soft some of them are.
So I mean, because that's what I'm trying to understand. Like, I guess you're trying to say, like, if your dude like goes somewhere and somebody.
Let me give you an example. I was in my 20s. We were out in Chicago. I was dating this guy from Sudan.
All right.
And we were at this spot, one of my regular spots. Most everybody knew me in the club.
All right.
So we walking through the club, and one of the guys grabbed my hand. Well, he kind of grabbed me.
Okay.
And some guys wouldn't have said nothing. Some soft guys might have stopped and let me go talk, because I've had that happen. My friend was like, he hit his hand so hard. He said, "Don't touch her. Don't touch her." And kind of put me behind him. And I was cracking up. It wasn't funny, but I was laughing because I'm like, this man crazy. So he was my protector. When that man grabbed me, he broke that connection, put me behind him, and let him know, I'll fight for her. Don't play with me. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want nobody that's gonna let somebody grab me or do something to me or touch me disrespectfully and not say nothing. You know, because I've had that happen.
All right,
I had to go off. Look, I'm going off, and he grabbed me, talking about, come on, let's go. Come on, babe, let's go. I'm snapping. I'm about to fuck this man in the head with a bottle. He's like, let's go, let's go, let's go. You ain't even say nothing. You ain't protect me. You ain't, this man just violated me. So
it's two ways. It's two things about that though. Because maybe the dude that did that, he like, man, this dude probably looking for trouble. I know me, I'd be like sometimes you don't have to say nothing. This is if you give a look and you be like,
that too, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So what would you have done?
I'm trying to think, because I've never had nothing like that where I was walking with my lady and like, you know that that's my lady, and then you try to do something. I know how to interject, but it's like real smooth. Like if I go to the if she at the bar by herself and I go somewhere and I go out and then I come back, somebody trying to talk to her.
That's different.
Okay.
If you're walking, okay, listen, if you're walking and you got your girl and you holding her hand, so they know y'all together.
All right.
And somebody grab your girl while you holding her hand and you walking and you get stopped because this man then grabbed your girl, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm gonna make sure that dude like, nah, we ain't doing that. She ain't finna, but I'm not finna hurry up and jump the gun because I think that this dude might have, you want me to do something, you looking for a reason to go off, and I'm not finna give you that. So I'm just finna cut that off, give you this look, we finna keep it pushing. I'm not finna say too much to you because you looking for a reason to do something. So I'm protecting her by not engaging the dude, but you're not finna get what you want. Like you're not finna sit up here and you holding on to it. You're not finna get a rise out of me like that. We finna go on about our business. Now, in case
Chi-Town headhunters, we hunting for heads.
If you continue to pursue, then yeah, I'm gonna have to do what it is I gotta do. But I know when people do stuff like that, it's like you ain't got no regard, and that's a dangerous situation. Because if you just grabbed her or whatever, and some people, I guess some people like this too, like dude gonna wait to see what his girl gonna do. But then you know who you talking to. Like if I know who I'm with and I know that she ain't down with that like that, then I'm just finna make it plain. I ain't gotta say nothing to dude. I'm like, I got that one look and you ain't finna talk to her. We finna keep it pushing. I don't have to say nothing to you. I ain't gotta say my dude, what's your problem? Like, nah, that dude's looking for that.
Yep, you right around that one because I went out one night with my dude and we was at someplace downtown and we was walking through the club and I'm with him. He holding my hand and dude grabbed my hand and I snatched my hand.
Right. Like
dude looked at me. He said, "Wait a minute." Dude looked at me. He said, "You good?" I said, "I'm good."
Yeah, you supposed to do that. That's something that you can do. Like with you and it. Now, if this dude sit up here and be like, and he grab your hand, and try to grab your hand again, then that's when I gotta touch him and be like, separate y'all. I gotta separate y'all from that and keep moving because this dude, what's happening? Good morning. What's good? And I'm not gonna escalate that because I don't know what this person is on. My objective is to get you out of that situation.
Yeah.
That's my
okay, but
it ain't to make a statement, it ain't to see who roared the loudest, it's to get you out. But if you keep on coming back, then it's like I had no choice. It's like then I got no choice.
I'm just saying, you that man you're gonna protect if you have to.
Yeah.
But I'm at an age today, we shouldn't even get to that level though. I'm at an age today in my life where if I'm out somewhere, I'm gonna always, especially if I'm in that place I'm trying to get to, I'm always have somebody watching me. I always got somebody.
Yeah. But see, we also at that age too now, where it's like when we go to places that we don't want to. We trying to find out off jump what's the place that got the less riffraff.
And I'm going where it's older people because I don't deal with that young crowd.
Exactly. So you have more older people and more respectful people that's around. So some people just not finna do a lot of stuff. The chances of having that danger is a lot less going to somewhere where these younger cats at. So but
and I'm in the bike scene too though, and it's always something jumping off at the bike scene. It don't even matter how old you are.
Yeah. I think
females in the bike scene are reckless. They're reckless. You know, you got this group, that group. They don't like each other. They reckless.
That boy Jarrell say, Jarrell R&B, man. That boy I am Jarrell say, grab mine, lose your mind. Him with that, man. Him with them the metaphors, man. That's him, dude.
I like that. You can grab mine, lose your mind.
Man, what's up, Rosie? But I'm just saying that, like, it. I had to explain the scenario to a friend of mine. Like, you gotta watch people's motives, man. Like, why do they want to get a rise out you? Like, you somewhere, somebody see what you got going on, and they already devising a plan. Somebody hit you. Your first impulse is to hit them back. Yeah. Or somebody hit you and start running. It's like one of your first impulses to hit them back. Now it's to chase after them so you can hit them back. But you're not thinking that, what if you chase after them, they hit this corner and turn around, there's 3 more dudes ready to mess you up. They plot on it.
You don't chase after nothing.
So yeah, but some people that they don't look at it like that. Or like if you somebody hit you and you hit them back and you mess them up, or whatever, they knew that you was finna do that, and now they got, depending on like where you are, like if you a business person and they hit you, they say, I'll take this little old hit to the chin, but when he messed me up, I'm gonna sue him because I already know what they got. So you kind of got to be a little bit smarter as to what it is that you do whenever you dealing with folks. And our women are like, they can be our greatest strength and our greatest weakness too. Like,
absolutely.
Something about, she's giving me strength, but you do something to her, it's like, hey, we just snapped. And like, I can't do nothing with, like, you see, it don't happen like that, but you see this time and time again, somebody kidnap your woman. Hey, if you don't do this, she gone. So it's like, I got to get her back. So you got me. You know what I'm saying? Put your guns down. Or I'm not finna sit up here and try to, it's like you got me. So you must straight my greatest strength, my weakness. And that's every superhero's weakness. If somebody grab Lois Lane, Superman that's how you put Superman on leash, so to speak. So you kind of got to be careful as to what it is you do and where you place your woman at, and stuff like that, like where you go. So you already, like, your dude is probably already protecting you if he like, yeah, let's go here. And the reason why I say let's go here is because I know it's less riffraff. We ain't got to worry about this, and this crowd is real special security already in place. And here's the exits. If someone was to pop off, I know exactly where to sit so that we can get the heck up out of there, because I'm your Secret Service right then and there. I'm already, because I'm already
not the Secret Service.
Yeah, I'm your Secret Service. Like, you're my response. Man, you learn that stuff whenever you first start dating. Like, I don't know, maybe it's some other cats. My father raised me like, hey, when you go on this date, son, you gotta understand. When you got these keys, you got your car, and I had my keys in my car, and I was dating and taking girls out to the movies and stuff, and all that. My dad told me, he was like, hey, that she your responsibility. That's your treasure right there. You got to keep her safe. So do this, make sure you got this number. You get a flat, you got this taken care of, you know how to change this tire, man, and the woman love to hear it whenever a woman just say, sit tight, I'll be right back. Sit.
Yep, because I don't want to change no tire.
That's what a woman, that's how I was trained. Like, I was trained to be like, and if I don't know how to do it, I had a circle of gladiators and wise people that can come and take care of it. And sometimes, dudes don't. Sometimes you can be prideful too, where you don't want to ask nobody for help. But how do you learn?
Right.
So when it comes to that, and then now let's, so I'm going to circle back to your main point, because we kind of got a little bit carried away.
Well, that's what I'm getting ready to say. Also, what I want to bring up too is when you meet somebody.
Leeryk.
Yeah.
Give me just a minute. Let me reintroduce the name of the show and the topic right quick, okay?
Okay.
And go into your next point. Welcome everybody that's tuned in on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Good morning, everybody. This is the Table Talk Morning Show on Real Talk 100 Radio. We want y'all to tune in every Monday and Thursday morning from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. this morning. The topic is as follows. You're more than welcome to call in on topic. Why can't people just talk their problems out when problems arise in their relationships? There it is right there on the screen. If you're having problems in your relationships this morning, feel welcome to call in at 832-560-2885. Quick shout outs to Tony with the good brisket, man. That brisket was good. It's in the refrigerator right now, sir. I had the pleasure of being with Tony with the good brisket yesterday. Y'all go give him a follow at Casualties Barbecue on Instagram and Facebook. Tony with the good brisket says 100% accurate what the man is saying. Just make sure you're doing this for a woman or a lady. Don't put a cape on and be Captain Save-A-Ho. There you go. Tony with the good brisket says, good morning, Malcolm Jackson. Arsenio says, good morning. Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all, please share the video all over the world. We know that there are problems in relationships worldwide. I don't care if you're in Europe, Australia, Africa, Jamaica. I don't care where you are, in Hawaii, New York, Florida. There are problems in relationships all over the world. Share, share, share. And let's talk about this morning and engage with the conversation. Now, back to the show with Leeryk and CHOZ1N.
Okay,
When Leeryk gets done, I gotta chime in. I've been quiet all morning, but go ahead, Leeryk. Go ahead.
Another point I want to make too is when you meet somebody, that first impression is normally what gets you. That first impression of the person that you meet. Now, I just feel like whatever you did to get them, or even to get them interested, why do you stop? Why do you stop telling me I'm beautiful? Why do you stop telling me, different things that you said when you got me? So now I don't hear it no more. So why? Why do men not keep the energy? I think they get comfortable and they get safe, and I just think that energy shouldn't die down. I think it should build up, So what do you guys think about that? And then women too, whatever energy you had to get your man, why do you stop?
Okay. Malcolm, did you want to chime? Because I know you said after she said something, you was going to say something before I say.
Man, you caught me off guard. I was in my own world, but going off the top subject.
Right.
I wanted to chime in on that before y'all moved on, because this touched my personal life, and I don't mind putting it out there. It's been all over social media anyway. So I don't mind expounding on it. The question is, if you're just now tuning in, is why is it so hard right here? Why can't people just talk their problems out when problems arise in relationships? So you're more than welcome to call in as I'm giving my answer. From my personal experience. The call-in number scrolling at the bottom of the screen. It is 832-560-2885. Now, a lot of times, you get so involved in trying to be right, trying to be wrong, instead of listening to each other. You get involved with playing the blame game instead of listening to your partner, instead of paying attention to their what's the word I'm looking for? Their love language, and speaking to that love language. Sometimes you get away from that, and that causes a lot of problems. Now, I am guilty for something Leeryk said earlier, and that's, when I get mad, I'm like, okay, I'm shutting up. I'm not saying anything else, and that causes harm. I do know that, and I'm trying to fix that. But to be more direct and more transparent, why can't people just talk their problems out? I think the pressure of the argument itself is hard to overcome, I guess, on the spot. You know what I mean? I'm just speaking for myself. I really can't answer it the way it's written out there. Why is it so hard?
That's it right
there. For people to talk about problems?
I think it's like what CHOZ1N said. Sometimes your pride gets in the way, and I think sometimes when an argument arises, you going off of your emotions instead of your mental, instead of thinking about what you're gonna say, and you just say anything.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you open your mouth to say anything, you're making it worse.
Yeah. So like you can, and it, man, like I said, it's a lot of variables that go into it. Like some people, like myself, I don't like confrontation, but I also know that sometimes you gotta have them hard conversations. And and it might bring out some stuff. You know, you try to put the safety net out. Hey, look, I'm finna say some stuff that you might not like. You gonna say some stuff that we both might not like, but can we try to make sure that, you know, at the end of the day, we gonna get through this. Some people don't put that safety net out there. You gotta put that safety net, because if you just go out there go off with emotions, then you've been and had something that you've been and created something that didn't need to be there, or you might not have said anything because you kept it on the inside. We all do this. I'm not going to talk about this right now. I'm not going to talk about it. And that's extra stuff that's piling up. So by the time you do get ready to talk about it, it's worse now, because the stuff that was down there, it comes out with the other stuff through another. It comes out with the other stuff when you finally blow up.
And I say this all the time. It makes no sense to continue sweeping that stuff under the rug,
because it gets bigger. You know, so the questions that we're asking right now, and I'm glad we're having this conversation, is because we've experienced these types of things from when we started interacting with with the opposite sex, or whatever your preference is, having relationships. You start figuring, just take it back to to a breakup, dog. Like, some people, it's hard for people to break up with folks because I don't want to hurt their feelings, or they might say this, or they might do that. And we learn from that. It's like, it's okay to try to go around or beat around the bush when we think that it's okay to beat around the bush and not to really say what you mean because you don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. You learn that, and then you have to learn how. And once you get, when we get mature enough, we understand that understand that, if I say this, it's for the betterment of the future. Because some people look at, some people don't want to do for what's later on. They want for what's right now. So like, in order for me to not have this happen, I might go back to the first thing that I learned, which was to beat around the bush. Some people are good at just like, we need to get this out the way. And now sometimes you might be dealing with that person that's still on that type of time and be like, oh man, I don't want to deal with this because it's this. And I don't want to deal with this because it's gonna cause a problem. We still have, you still can wind up. That's one of the factors. You can still wind up dealing with somebody like that versus somebody else that's like, hey, for the betterment of this, we need to go ahead and have this discussion. And some people keep stuff in for the sake of not going to war, and you ain't supposed to do that.
Yeah, you keeping it in, that is war. Yeah, you keeping it in, you're not talking about it, it's war. Because at the end of the day, if I can't talk to you, then I'm already festering. It's bubbling and I'm boiling already. So I can't talk to you. I don't know what's going on and you're not telling me. So now I got a problem. Now I'm going to think what I want to think.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to think this and I'm going to think that because you're not telling me. So this must be what it is and that must be what it is. And a woman, we're going to think of conjure up all kind of things that could be wrong. There's a lot of ifs, ands, and buts. And if you talk about it, you don't have to worry about that.
Right. What you say? Yeah, that's true. What you say, Malcolm?
On that note, and me and CHOZ1N talked about this briefly off camera. On that note, a lot of times the conversation is initiated wrong. Instead of saying, sweetheart, darling, babies, whatever, let's sit down and talk. It started with false accusations. It started with, and that is incendiary. That's you just may as well light a match and pour gasoline on your mate. Conversation shouldn't be started like that. You should start out, sweetheart, honey, baby, can we sit down and talk? I would like to talk to you. Instead of, you did that, and I did that. No, that's starting off wrong. If that's how
you're already setting the mood.
You're already setting the mood. Mm-hmm. And that's what happens. And I think that's my answer. I was having trouble verbalizing it earlier, but that's the best way I can answer. Why can't people just sit down and talk about their problems when they arise in relationships? Because sometimes that relationship that conversation is initiated wrong. You don't attack your mate and expect them to,
not retaliate.
And not strike back. You can't.
Every action has a reaction. So
right. If you start it out right And if you start the conversation out right, you initiate the conversation right, and they attack you, something's wrong with them. But if you attack them first, and then they attack you back,
you can't blame them.
Yeah.
That's my answer.
And I've learned in my more older, mature age that I'm in now, I don't want to argue. I have been in situations where something happened and I'm getting the yell and scream on the other end, and I'm not saying anything. I'm gonna let you get your yell and scream out. And after you finish yelling and screaming, then I'm gonna say what I have to say.
So and what you just said, you said you're not finna argue. And like when I think the person that you deal, like you should deal with somebody that has that same outlook on that that's like, yo, I'm not finna argue, we finna go ahead and try to talk this out now. You need to have that person that's on that same level of maturity, that same level of consciousness that's able to do that type of thing. And
not necessarily. That's why you learn from each other. That's why I say you don't have to have somebody that's just like you.
Not just but have some of the same mentality that you have. But like
the reason I was saying that is I've been with somebody who's a little more aggressive than I am, than I used to, because I used to be really aggressive. So you're arguing, you making this point, I'm going to sit and listen. And after you're done, I'm going to be like, okay, now this is why I did this. This is why I said that. This is why I said this. And then I'll also be that one, okay, you arguing about this. You said you didn't want to talk about it, so let's not talk about it. Let's let it go. Because some stuff you can just let go.
Yeah, some things.
It's not even worth arguing about.
Yeah, some things ain't even worth. Y'all gonna have to forgive me, man, because see, this topic right here is like, to me, this topic is like it's like a big knot. You know what I'm saying? You ever had a knot where you got to untangle the knot and you was like, man, where do I start? Because there's so many things that go into it. The knot. Yeah. And
no answer is wrong. No answer that works for any of us, right?
But we've been dealing with this every time you hear somebody, all the podcasts, all the reels, and all the TikToks that we have that we've seen, they always come back to this. So it's an issue. It's like one of the biggest issues, like what you just said earlier when you was like, why do people start stuff, and then what happened? Why did it stop? That's something that's been around, and men and women are capable of that. I think sometimes too, the reason why people stop doing what it is that they did to get somebody is like they probably finally seen that maybe they seen maybe they realized that what I saw was not really what I got, or it's different, or you probably just moved out of that phase where everything is all butterflies and rainbows, and ain't butterflies and rainbows no more, and then like you said, get comfortable. You know what I mean? And it's like, I had somebody tell me before, so I got you. Now I ain't got to do that.
And that is probably the worst thing you can say to somebody. That makes no sense to me, because if that's what attracted me to you and you stop, I'm going to stop being attracted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but I do know, but the thing about it is sometimes when you get that, I like to say when you get the person as a gift. So, and I say when you get a gift, you always wanted this one thing, and then when you get it, because you see it on the surface as to what it does, but then you scratch that surface and it's more than what you thought it was, and it's now you're even happier with it. You learn like, hey, it wasn't. I thought I was just attracted to the way you think, but shoot, I didn't know you could sing. Or shoot, I didn't know you could cook like that. Now you give me more things to love about you.
Right.
Tony, you give me more than one thing to love about you. And so you'll fight for that. I think this is what I was really trying to get at. But now if I see you and you just fine, and because if I see you and you just fine, and I talk to you and your voice is cool, and and like maybe you're not on the same type of things. But I'll say this. This is what I meant to say. The least, if you only have like one thing about you that attracts me, and I don't have anything else to love about you, it might phase out quick.
Yeah. That's absolutely true too. If it's physical, it's physical.
Yeah, so if I'm like, I like the way you resolve things, I like the way you think, I like the way these other little talents that you got, the more that you give me to love about you, the less we gotta worry about. Like if you stop doing one thing and it's like, you know, you question it. You know, you question, okay, so what happened here? You know, I noticed you started doing this, and then now you don't do this no more. And then if you give me the real reason as to why, because it might be, okay, so maybe, like I said, I used to sing to me whenever, you know, now you don't sing to me as much. And the thing is, okay, look, you know, my voice has started changing, and I'm not hitting these notes like I used to, and I just don't feel as confident about how I sound. So that's why I stopped doing it. Okay, that's fine. And we can work together and find a way to say, okay, maybe you can just do this right here. You know, just don't take it all the way away. Some people don't have that discussion now. They like, well, you just stop doing this and don't ask why.
Man.
Or like, you know, man, why your chicken ain't seasoned like it was?
I'm watching my salt intake.
Yeah, right. But if you don't sit up and say, yo, I gotta watch my salt intake, and I'm looking out for your salt intake too, and then we got solutions. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that. Like we said, the first part of the reason why is the communication broken? Is because sometimes people feel like, damn, I ain't gotta explain nothing to you. Then we get, I think too, we get dating confused with, we get dating and relationships confused with marriage. Like some people sit up there, like, if you really care about somebody, you might just be in a relationship, a deep relationship, and we forget that even in a relationship, like you really ain't obligated to me or obligated to do certain things and say, this is just like, I'm doing this because of how I feel about you. And then, you know, you throw that up in there too and be like, I'm not, that can mess up some stuff too. Like just by saying that, really, I'm not even obligated to do that. So why you asking me these questions? And this, all that type of stuff is factors in it too. Why communication get broke. You hit a brick wall and they deter you to that little reason why. You know, that reason of, yo, we ain't even married. Why we even? But
okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what Tony says. Sometimes the chase is better than the catch.
Yeah.
And that's why, I think that's why, and I believe that's why some people stop.
Yes.
No, they chasing you, and it's fun to chase you. And once they catch you, all the fun is gone.
That's what happened. Yeah, and that
ain't no real relationship. Then that's not real. It's not real. If that happens, it's not real. It's a waste of time.
Right.
And you want to avoid anybody like that. If you just chase me to see if you can get me, you know, that's a waste of both of our time.
I would like to throw in something here, and this goes to everybody who's tuned in. What happens? Like, okay,
absolutely, Phil.
If you meet someone and your lives are pretty well put together, financially, socially, spiritually, you can concentrate on the relationship. What happens when a wrench is thrown into the tire, your bicycle tire, and you flip, your bike flips, you fall on the ground, you're trying to regroup, trying to put your life back together, and you can't focus on what you want to focus on. You have to focus on, you're in survival mode, and you can't necessarily concentrate on like you did at the beginning, because now your life is in disarray. What do y'all say about that?
Man.
Well, with that too, though, Malcolm, you fall, you get hurt. You got some, and this is when you have a partner, right?
Yes, you have a partner.
Okay. Hold
on. To make sure you understand me, you have a partner. Y'all meet, and I'm expounding on what y'all said. Y'all meet.
Okay.
And you were giving it your all and showing them this and showing them that and telling them this, and you're winning. You're winning them over. And like Tony said, you're chasing them, and you have the time and the energy because you're not in survival mode. Now, somebody throws a wrench into your bicycle tire and flips you over, and you fall on the ground and you're scraped all up. You can't focus on all that you did at the beginning because you're now in survival mode, trying to regroup and trying to get back in line.
Okay, that kind of threw me, because if you're starting a relationship, even if it's in the beginning of the relationship, a wrench is thrown in and you have to regroup. You regroup together. You don't do it by yourself. Then you don't have to worry about that communication getting broken. That's how I feel about that. I mean, when you meet people, things in your life don't stop happening because you meet somebody, and sometimes things happen. But when that happens, you have to keep the line of communication open so that you don't break focus, not just on that person you with, but on what's going on with you too. So whatever's going on with you, you should be able to do that together. You should be able to regroup together. That regroup isn't by yourself. When you start doing it by yourself, you're gonna be by yourself.
You're right. And I'm completely in agreement with you. But when you communicate to your mate, this is what's going on. Hey, I'm trying to convey to you, things have changed. I am drowning here. You're drowning. And we have to I'm in survival mode. You're in survival mode. I'm sorry, but I can't concentrate on what we were on before because we were good. We were good financially, spiritually. I already covered that. Now I'm not good spiritually, financially, socially. I'm not good anymore. You're not good anymore. So we need to refocus and get this train back on the tracks. That doesn't make sense, CHOZ1N?
No,
Anybody?
I mean, it's funny because what you saying, this lady made a reel on TikTok about the very same thing that you saying. And I wish I could find it, because she was like, it depends on what you mean to that person. Like if that it goes back to like if that's worth fighting for. Like
exactly.
If I sit up here and watch you, we started off and we was boom, 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 and everything was firing on all cylinders. We worked and we good. It's like it should like, I'm not gonna let you do this alone, because if it affects you, it affects me. And so you don't run away. Some people either they're gonna run away or they're gonna stay. But it's all about what that person means to you. Like it's all about what that person means to you. Like
no matter what you're going through, you should continue chasing and screw getting the train back on the tracks.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's like
no.
Wow, what I'm saying is like if it depends on what it is that y'all made, like y'all like that and everything good, then yeah, if I know that I want to fight for this, then that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna help you get the train back on the track, because this just doesn't affect you. It affects me too. You understand?
You know what? Let me add this. Let me give you a scenario. When I was married to my husband before he passed away, even when we got married, we were having issues when we got married. My husband ended up going into the hospital, and he was going through kidney failure. He was going through congestive heart failure. Everything started happening at one time, about 2 or 3 months after we got married. About 2 years, 2.5, 3 years into our marriage, maybe actually not even 2 years, months into our marriage, he got sick. But after getting sick, he ended up getting a nephrostomy. He had this going on. He had that going on. We weren't intimate for a year, over a year. And that didn't bother me. And it didn't bother me because I loved my husband. I knew what he was going through, and it wasn't his fault. We did other things for our intimacy. I'm that person. I like to cuddle. I like to go to the movies. I like to go out to eat. Those things are intimate, quality time. And I guess everybody can't do that. But with him, because he would always tell me I feel bad. And he would order stuff online. He would try to he went to the doctor's like, well, you got to help me do this, help me do, because all his medications that he was taking was enabling in him. And I knew that because I went to every doctor's appointment. So with that being said, I couldn't pressure him. I couldn't blame him. That wasn't his fault. And when I married him, it was for better or for worse. And we was in our worst at that time. So while we were in our worst, I had to help pick him up, and in doing that, his gratification went further than when he had to do. He did other things to make sure I was comfortable and make sure I was okay. You knew my husband was crazy. Y'all remember my husband. But that's why people used to tell me, why are you with him? Because I saw that soft side on him. I saw the man that I married. I saw the ego that he had get put back in his pocket when we were together. You know, so when you're in a relationship, when you're in a marriage, when you're in something that's committed, whether it's marriage or a relationship, if it's committed, then you're obligated. You're obligated to work through all of that, whatever it is, especially if it's something physical like that.
Yeah, to do what you can.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying. Like if that person is, and then like you said, it's not their fault. And it's like, hey, I seen this happen to you. You know, we're gonna work together to do this, to try to make this thing, you know, go back to what, if not better. Then yeah, you know, you're gonna do that. Like you're gonna work together to get that done.
Tony with the good brisket is chiming in.
Oh, he got a lot.
Okay, from my real perspective, I tell my wife, men are logical thinkers and women are emotional creatures. So I know when she has an issue to address to me, I have to open up my emotions and see where she's coming from, because I don't plan with my heart, only my mind. So I open my heart for her. On the other hand, if I address her with the way I think, she gotta think like a man at the moment, logically, to understand where I'm coming from. If you can't do that for your partner, y'all gonna ride that, it cuts you off. Facebook cuts your comment off. You gotta ride that road, probably, is what he said.
A roller coaster.
That roller coaster.
Let me tell you, my friend Philip says, good for you when I was talking about it. He says, because when we get older, you know, when we get to sex can be affected by, because of medical issues. He says, until death do us part, that's what that means. And you have to take your pride and put it away. And sometimes I think you can be selfish when you try to put too much on your partner and you know they're not capable. Mm-hmm. I think you can, but also your partner has to also understand that if you're frustrated, sexually frustrated, you know, sometimes you have to go above and behind, not to say perform something you can't perform, but try other things, try something different. Hold your mate. Let your mate know every single day how you feel about them. Because sometimes that's going to make or break your relationship, you know? So I feel bad for some people that are in relationships and don't have the proper tools for communication, you know? And sometimes counseling, you might need some counseling, you know, to get past that. But like I said, with my husband, I knew what he was going through, and he had that nephrostomy. He had that bag on and the issues going on for 19 months. So that's about how long we went without, you know, and I was always appreciative because he tried. I was always appreciative because he tried, you know.
You tried. And you gave.
Here you go. He says, how about thinking like a human instead of roles of man and women? He said, love, communication, and honesty should be human characteristics. Hold on. Human characteristics. Not female or female. He says, when men learn to open up and get over fear of judgment, they will be better for it. That's what Phil says.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I get that. Really, I'm gonna say this. I like to go off of balance, and I think that's kind of what Phil is talking about too. Learning when to be, you know, sensitive to communication and having an open mind and being able to take, you know, hold yourself accountable as to what maybe you might have overstepped, and then also learning to be assertive, having that balance between, you know, what was I finna say? My train of thought left the station. You know, having that balance to be able to be sensitive to certain things and when to put your foot down, like, yeah, but not in an a-holish way. You know, I think a lot of this stuff that we start learning is whenever you start talking to somebody in the beginning. Because I don't know, with me, if you're a person of interest, I grasp on this stuff quick. Like I listen to your conversation, I listen to what you're saying, how you say it, down to like the food that you probably like to eat. Or if I hear you go to a drive-through, I already know what it is you're gonna get because I've learned and I've listened. I think it's critical when you in the talking phase. That I think people and I certain things I start learning as I'm listening to the figure of speech as to why it is. The talking phase, like the talking phase means it's the gathering of information. You're talking and I'm listening. But if you're talking and I'm talking, how much listening is going on? So in the talking phase, you're supposed to be like listening because
that's arguing.
Yeah, because that's what you interested. Oh, for real, you like that? Okay, I'm picking up on that. Then I'm picking up on this because you're talking. Then we get and after a successful talking phase, then that should make you, make you more interested. Now, I guess we go to this part where we start spending time together. So now I heard what it is and heard your interest, and now I see how you move and how you operate. You're supposed to be learning. And when you learn one another, you know what I'm saying? That strengthens what y'all are probably gonna have moving forward. And I think that a lot of times whenever people stop communicating or they stop doing what they did at the beginning because you ran out of gas because you didn't fill the tank up during the talking phase. Like you're supposed to be filling that tank up, like learning them in the talking phase and in the dating phase. But if you really didn't pay attention, then how many answers to the test you're gonna get right if you ain't do no studying, if you ain't pay no attention.
Philip says dudes will lose. Let me see. Philip says dudes will lose a whole relationship because they stuck their chest out, being angry and stubborn with the wall up because they presume tears are weak. That tears are weak.
Man, I came from I'm a late 70s. I grew up in that New Jack swing era, that R&B era, that where I done heard that it's like, dude, Leeryk, come on, music like I know music. Dude, Lenny Williams said he cried. Lenny Williams said he cried. You know what I'm saying? Lenny Williams said he listened to the records and he just didn't want to hear them no more.
Yep.
We grew up in a different time of we grew up in that time where you were sincere and
men aren't sensitive like they used to be.
So look, and I heard this too because a friend of mine, we were having brunch, and a friend of mine, and we talked about this, and it was like when you move with the ways of how things are now, you kind of see some of the stuff that goes on kind of seep in, stuff today kind of seep into your mentality as to, like you said, people ain't really like that. Now I try to keep as much as how I am or what it is that I know to the forefront. But the way people are changing, you can't help but try to learn some of these tactics to guard yourself.
I don't know if I want to do stuff they doing though. Like you say, they're not
like you like, okay, why is this? Not necessarily saying exactly the way it is, but it's like you have to observe and learn as to why some of these things are, and so that you can make sure that you move accordingly. And it's like, think about it now. Like I said, we'll go back to the music. Yeah, your music was heartfelt, and if you felt something, you apologize. Down on bended knee, Boys to Men. Dude was wrong. He said, darling, I can't explain whether we lose our way. It's driving me insane. I'm pouring my feelings out. Look, I know I need one more chance because I messed up. Now it's like, BF you. I know I did it. Sorry, not sorry. Like,
yeah, it's a lot more disrespect. It's a lot more disrespect.
Back then, remember back then too when people started talking about get out your feelings? Y'all remember that phrase? Get out your feelings. Well, back then we was expressing feelings. Things wasn't perfect, but they sure wasn't brick wallish like they are now. A lot of relationships start happening, failing because, like you said, the communication. And it's like you feel like you can't communicate, but this is gonna make you soft. Now look at this, what we dealing with now. Now they talking. You seen the stuff on TikTok talking about the soft man era?
No.
Man, so we had this thing where talking about women want to be independent and what I need, and I don't need to do. I want a man to do all this, and that. He can pump my gas, but even though I can do it myself and all this. And then now they talk about how dudes having a soft man era. We ain't never had no stuff going on like that back then. It was like you knew what you were supposed to do because you was raised right to do those things. And it wasn't like it's because it's a gender role. I'm built for it. I'm built to provide, protect, and prepare. I'm built for that. I learned how to do it. And for her, if she's on my team and she's my partner, she's the jewel. She's the treasure. She's, the relationship is the treasure. But if I don't protect, but if I don't do my part and she don't do her part, then it falls. Now it's like it's for the glam and the glitz. They take these pictures and everything look cool. It's for the glam, but then deep down inside, we falling apart because now he don't want to do what he said he's supposed to do because he in the soft man era. And now that, like, I'm like, man, a lot of
you just called this man a B.
Huh?
I said you just softly called that man a B.
I mean, but that's what they call it. The soft man era, like, is like now they tired because they didn't exert it. We didn't exert it so much.
Okay.
Now you got to give them this grace and let them do this.
Let me read this. J May is one of our medians that has been on the show before. She says, I would love for a man to cry to me. He said they need a safe space too. So come here and let's cry together. And then Philip said, when you get it out, he says, when you get it out, it allows you to reflect and correct. And J May says, I won't judge you because of your tears. And your soul needs to be washed and cleansed. I don't know what that means.
No, I get it. Because crying cleanses you. Crying and letting stuff out cleanses you. Like,
okay. And Philip says, hookup. He says hookup culture. Okay, that's what he called it. He says hookup culture ruin trust and honesty and real vulnerability because people play emotional games to get sex, money, and status. And May J was also saying that she's a medium and she has something for that sexual drive if your drive is low.
Real quick, everybody, Leeryk and CHOZ1N and everybody in the listening audience, just a reminder, everybody, we do have a call-in line and I would love to hear y'all call in on something.
Yes, call in.
Call in with your topics. I have people I posted, I took the caption, both captions this morning, both subjects, and I separated them from the video and posted it straight to my wall and straight to Real Talk 100 Radio's wall. And y'all are answering on the posts. I would love for y'all to call in and let our listening audience hear your thoughts. Reiterate that to your live stream, CHOZ1N and Leeryk. Please reiterate.
Yeah, I just pinned it to mine. So guys, call in. I mean, I can read these comments all day, but if you call, we can hear you talk about it. So just call in. The number at the bottom, 832-560-2885.
That's why we say bring it to the table. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why we say bring it to the table. But once again, I still have to go back to this. It's so many variables as to what it is. But I think one of the biggest things.
Hey, Robin.
Yeah, one of the biggest things is pride or sweeping it underneath the rug. Oh man, I'm not gonna say nothing. Why? Because it's just gonna start an argument. You need to be with somebody that has created a safe place for both of y'all to say, all right, look, if it's gonna be that, then we're gonna do it together. We're gonna get through it, whatever it takes to get through it. Sometimes people feel like, dog, believe it or not, sometimes people feel like, dog, if we had this argument, it's gonna break us up.
Nah, then that's not a relationship. I don't know what you're going to call that. If you can't say, if you're in a relationship and you can't talk about things, that's your first problem. That communication isn't there. Then if you think every time you open your mouth, there's got to be an argument, it doesn't. And you don't have to argue, talk about it. Yeah. Everything doesn't have to be an argument. I just feel like I'm at the age where I don't want to fight, but if something's going on, we got to talk about it. We have to. I don't want to fight. I don't want to lose you, but I want to be able to talk about this without there being any animosity after we talk about it.
Right.
You don't want there being any backlash once you talk about it. Now he mad for real, for real, for real. Yeah. If you can sit down and talk about it, I want my mate to be my best friend. That means that if something is going on and you don't agree with it, we can comfortably agree to disagree and still move on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's necessary because we're not going to always agree on everything.
Hey, it's good you said, because it led me back to this too. Like the lady that was on that one post that was talking about being, you know, thick and thin with your mate. Like it be sometimes y'all don't even like each other. It can happen. Sometimes y'all don't, you know, it can be for better, for worse. Like,
no,
like
I don't like you. It's gonna be the worst. We getting rid of that.
I don't like you right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you do, but if they do, that's why I say it's important to have. You know what you want. In some cases, you know what feels good. You know what that person's energy feels good to you. Do you gravitate to it? Is it something that you fear to lose? Is that somebody you fear to lose? If it's somebody that you go to war with, somebody that you know that you do anything for, that is what helps. You know, that's like your motivation and your fuel to be like, yo, I got to go through this with this person because I don't want to lose them. I can have a hard conversation with you because you're worth it. But if you're not, but if that's not the person that it's just a facade, then yeah, you'll be able to see if it's fickle or not. But it's just why I think it's important for you to be with that person that makes you feel that, you know, that makes you feel that, hey, through, like Shaka Khan said, through the fire, you know, to the minute, you know, you have to find that person that's like that. But if you get with somebody and they Mr. or Miss right now, chances are you're not going to do that. You're not going to go through the fire with that person.
That'll separate the real relationships from the fake relationships. Because at the end of the day, I think when a person meets somebody and you want to get into a relationship, I think what people should do is sit down and before you even get into a relationship, and this is what I probably should have did, sit down and talk about what your expectations are, what your goals are, where you want to take this. I know in the beginning you're trying to get to know each other. That's important. So if you don't, if you're in a relationship and you want to be with this person, get to know that person. And I think that's probably where I mess up at. Like these women are emotional beings, and I'm very emotional. So if I'm getting that affection that my body needs, or my mind needs, or my soul needs, sometimes I gravitate to that mental and physical stimulation without knowing that you got to actually have a foundation. If you don't have a foundation, everything you stand on is going to crumble. So at the end of the day, speaking my own truth, you got to build on something. You can't just get in a relationship, say we here. You can't. You have to have a beginning, a middle, and a future, not an ending, but a future, a beginning, a middle, and a future. And I just believe that when you meet somebody and you really care about that person, and that person is worth you taking out that time to build that, that's a beautiful thing. Mm-hmm. And that's just why I guess I'm in a place I'm at right now, because that's where I thought I was, you know, and like you say, I'm not a perfect person. So you make a lot of mistakes, and you may say some things or do some things that rub that other person the wrong way, but you can't take that rub and throw it away. You can't take whatever happened and throw it away and be like, okay, I'm done. I don't want to do this. You're never going to be happy, ever. Everything you do will fail because you never complete or finish it. You either finish it for the good or the bad, but it has to be finished. Yeah. You need to come to an agreement to disagree and end it. Not have this thing where you don't, you know what I'm saying? You're in this place and the other person doesn't know what's going on because you're being selfish. That's selfish to me. I think it's selfish as hell for you to set up and you've had this communication, and then you just break all communications with nothing else to be said. That's selfish.
From experience, I don't know where that echo is coming in from. I'll try to get it fixed. I don't know what that is, but from experience, I have to chime in on that, on what you just said too. Now, what happens? And this goes to the listening audience. This goes to CHOZ1N, our co-host, and Leeryk, our co-host of the show. what happens when you communicate? You say, this is the problem, and your mate throws that to the side and says, no, you're making excuses. What do you do? Just keep ramming your head against the wall, or do you shut down? Me personally, I shut down. I'm like, okay, I've communicated effectively. I was clear. I was concise, and you're not trying to hear me. So what else is there to say at that point?
At the end of the day, I think because I know what you're talking about, but I think at the end of the day, sometimes people are put in our lives for a season. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes when that season is over, it's nothing you're going to be able to say. It's nothing you're going to be able to do. It's nothing that's going to bring it back to life because that season is over. And I believe that sometimes. Yeah, but at the end of the day, when the communication breaks down and you are no longer able to communicate with that person, sometimes you got to let it go. For your sanity, because at the end of the day, you will fall apart. I have to tell myself I love me more than anybody else in this world could ever love me. So at the end of the day, if my love connection with somebody is breaking down, I have to retract back to me and love me enough to pull myself through that. Yeah, and that's what we have to do. Sometimes there's something better for you. It may not be what you want at this moment, but there may be something better for you, and I have to look at myself in the mirror while I'm saying this, because I beat myself up about things that I shouldn't beat myself up about. Yeah. I ain't doing nothing wrong. It's not my fault. I'm a person. I'm a human being, and I'm going to be treated as such. I'm a lady. I'm going to be treated as such, and if you don't love me enough to give me the respect of communication, because communication is disrespectful when you're not communicating. It's just disrespectful. And if you're not going to give me the respect of communication, then I'm going to take it for what it is. You don't care about me. And if you don't care about me and love me as much as I love myself, or close to what I love myself, it ain't worth it. I'm not going to let you put me in a place that's going to harm me, or put me in a place that's going to make me feel like I'm not worthy. I'm not going to do that. And I know it hurts. I've been through that pain, so I know it hurts. But at the end of the day is when we got to say, you know what? I can get through this. I've been through it before. I can get through it. I can get through anything. Mm-hmm. I don't want to. Not necessarily that I want that. I would prefer that in a relationship, like I said, I'm friends with all my exes. So I would prefer that even if it's going to be a breakup, that we do it respectfully.
Right.
Don't go behind my back doing nothing. Don't shut me down. Don't shut me out. Don't stop talking to me. Talk to me. And even at that point, you don't want to be friends. I'm okay with that. Mm-hmm. You got to be my friend. I don't have too many anyway. I can count on one hand how many I got. But I just,
yeah.
I just got to be for real. I had to have an awakening last night. Being on that live last night, I had to reflect on myself, and I listened to a lot of the comments that came in. Even after I hung up, I got up this morning and read some of them. And I have to know my worth in order for you to respect my worth. I have to know my worth.
Yeah, know your worth and what it is that you
yes.
want for yourself. And that's another reason why I still say that it's important for you to be with somebody that kind of aligns with your end game, because you got to have an end game. And but then you got to be honest with yourself too, because I ain't gonna lie, I done found myself in a situation where, so like me, I love being in relationships. I know I can be what I need to be, because I've always had that one woman man mentality. If you're everything that I need, I'm good with that. But I also had to learn that it takes more than that too, than just saying, yo, that's the only one I got.
Yeah.
And sometimes being that way, you can cloud yourself and get yourself into something that you just might not be ready for all the way. And then, somebody can come with some stuff that you just not equipped to handle. And if you don't communicate with that, and y'all wind up falling off, it could, that could be kind of bad too, because they could throw up in your face, well, you knew what I was dealing with, and you knew what this was going in. So what happened there and all that type of stuff. So you have to be honest with yourself, you know, and to like know what it is that you're getting into. Be an open book, you know. So
well, even sometimes being an open book ain't enough, you know. I mean, because I could.
That's just part of it. Like I'm trying to tell you what it is that I expect. I mean,
right.
Really, I don't. How did I?
You different. You know what? You a different breed though, Chosen. So it's hard to like. Listen. It's hard to project this onto you because I've known you a long time, and when I think about you and when I see you, I saw the struggles you went through in your situationship, and I saw the man you were through that whole struggle. You stood your ground, and you were still that man. Everybody can't do that. They can't. Everybody can't stand their ground and still be honorable. They can't.
Yeah.
You know, every man doesn't have that quality, you know, and sometimes you got to just realize when you defeated.
No, hey, that's it.
You got to just realize when you're defeated. When you're defeated, hey, okay, let's try something else.
Yeah, that's it. Sometimes people don't want to let go. Like still trying to win a fight you lost.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you can't. I had to understand too. Once I grasped the concept that if there are no losses, there's only lessons. I felt better. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Say it again. There are no losses. There's only lessons.
There are only lessons. Like, you know,
because you know what I used to say about me too. I don't believe in mistakes. I don't believe in mistakes because everything I've done, if it didn't work out, it was a lesson learned. I'm not going to call anything I did a mistake, an accident, whoever I was with, whatever I did while I was with them. None of that is mistakes or accident. It is what it is. Those are lessons learned. Mm-hmm. And I'm not ashamed of anything. I'm not ashamed of anything because I've done some things, and I'm not ashamed of them. I'm not ashamed of them I'm not ashamed of them because I have come to terms with myself of who I am internally, you know, and I've also come to the realization that life isn't always going to be fair. It's not. And life isn't going to always give you what you want. Sometimes it'll give you what you need and not give you what you want.
Now, on top of what that's the beautiful part about it, dude. That's the way this works. It's never you should never like Rick. You know Donnie Wilson that calls in. Like me and him, we talk all the time. He said it's not a good or a bad. It's not a right or wrong. It's what is needed right now. Like people tell me, I feel like when we had this, I had a conversation when they said they felt like the conversation that we finna have is a bad conversation. And I said, don't look at it as a bad conversation. Look at it as a conversation that is needed. Because you have to sit up there and think about after this. Because if I care about you enough to have this tough conversation, and I know that if we don't, it's going to lead us to a place that I don't want us to be at, and you shouldn't want us to be at either. We need to have this conversation and go through this because you don't know what's going to happen down the line. But I do know that if we keep on this course, there's a big chance that something's going to happen that we both don't want to happen, and we'll be sorry that we didn't have this conversation. So it's like you have to take like you said, the most how you know the universe, the Most High, whatever doesn't always give you what you want, but it does give you what you need. And you have to be, and that's the one thing I say that I don't mind being slave to that. I do not mind being slave to the way that things work. It's just that I know that I try to keep the things close to me. And I had to learn this like recently, like, accountability hurt now, but when you get that out and you take and you own what it is you did, own what it do, you get that respect. And then you learn from it. It's hard because you learn when you were a kid. You learn first what it feels like to try to save your own hide. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm not gonna say nothing. I threw this at the window and broke it, but I'm not gonna say nothing because because I don't want
you learn how to lie. That's a lie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you learn that first.
That's a
lie.
lie.
That's why I said that. Like when you think about it though, most of us, some of us, in the way that it was intended, this is how I look at it because this is my reality. You learn how to play before you learn how to work. You learn frolicking before you learn how to have responsibility. In most cases, in some cases. And so you learn how to do a lot of different things wrong before we learn how to do them right. So it's why accountability is hard.
I agree.
It's hard to be like when you was a kid. Did you like losing?
Well,
Malcolm, you ever play Nintendo? You ever play
Tecmo? You know what? I was different with that because I didn't mind losing. The losing was okay. No. What I'm saying is some people are competitive. I wasn't competitive like that. I was more of the kind of person, if we're gonna play that game, I was the only girl with 3 brothers. Well, 4 brothers. So at the time, being competitive wasn't something I was. So losing was okay for me. I was all right with that. But some people can't handle the loss. I'm okay with it. But like I told you, even if you lose, you win. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have to learn from everything that you do, everything that you go through, everything that you're into, everything that happens, you have to learn from it. And if you don't learn from it, you're wasting your time. I think when we see in our age, the time that we came up, especially me, the time that I came up was a lot different. We were more family oriented and we had more to fall back on when things happened. When something went wrong, you had more to fall back on. You had your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your aunt, your cousin, your uncle. That's how my family was. My mom was the second oldest of 17. So being in that family dynamics, I always had something to fall back on. Right. But it doesn't always work out the way you plan.
But I'm gonna tell you like this. I know coming up, and I'm speaking for self because this is what I know. What I felt like I lost at everything, playing hide and seek, thumbs up, 7-up, never being picked, never being the last to be picked on the team, and all of that. And going through, like I didn't know when you said even when you win, even when you lose, you win.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know that. I didn't hear that until I saw White Men Can't Jump. And it was that, and I remember a long time ago too, man. My mom took me and my brother when I was younger. Y'all remember Disney on Ice? And,
I remember that.
Disney on Ice. So my mom's and back when well, you're not from here, Leeryk, but Malcolm, you remember when before Lakewood Church was the summit, and everybody had everything that was going on at the summit. So she took us over there, and I had lost that week at school. One of these little games we was playing, I had lost. I was like, man, I don't never win nothing. So my mama took us to this Disney on Ice, and they had this song talking about you can always be number one, you can always be the winner, and all of that. Like it like kind of helped me feel better. And then that's when I learned that whole thing. Now, even when you lose, you win because you learn what to do next time if you just don't give up. You know what I'm saying? So it was you reminded me when you reminded me of that whenever you said even if you lose, you win. And then but it comes to you at every lesson comes to people at a different time. Once again, that's another thing that's beautiful. Just because you didn't get it now doesn't mean you're not gonna get it. Like
right. And sometimes where you're at isn't where you're supposed to be. Sometimes things happen because you have to be elevated. It's time for your elevation, And I just think that I just feel like right now, I have so many things to accomplish. I have so many goals that I need to meet that I can't let anything keep me back. I just feel like in the time that I'm in now, I don't have a whole lot of time to fight work. I need to be in a place where, like I told you, I'm going to put everything on the plate and I'm going to divide it into when it's going to happen. I'm going to do time zones on my stuff. Well, I'm going to get this done at that time. Then I want this done at that time. Then I want this done at that time. And I just think that, if you got somebody to do it with, that's great. If you don't, you can't let nobody hold you back. Mm-hmm. You have to
take the necessary steps.
You have to self-prioritize yourself too. You have to do self-love. Self-love sometimes is hard for us to give ourselves because we're giving so much to other people. So sometimes you gotta stop dead ass where you at and be like, look, it's time for me to take care of me because ain't nobody gonna take care of me like I take care of me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So sometimes we gotta realize all of that hurt you're feeling and all that pain you're going through, you ain't gotta go through that. Sometimes you gotta stop and say, why are you doing this to yourself? Yep. You know, why are you letting yourself go through something like this when you don't have to?
Mary J. Blige, that song, that Good Morning Gorgeous, she said that in that song.
Yeah, you know, and I feel Mary J. because she's went through this. She dealt with more like the abuse like I did. So when you dealt with abuse, you know, sometimes that abuse that I went through, I have to stop and look at some of the things I'm going through. It was nothing like that. You know, so what I'm going through was nothing like what I went through. So getting through it, I can do that. I can get past it. I can get through it. You know, it's just that when you care about somebody, you don't want to lose it. But sometimes you're gonna have to let it go.
Sometimes, sometimes you gotta let it go for the betterment of yourself and for your sanity.
Yeah, yeah.
You gotta let that go for the betterment of yourself. Not like like I said, it's a lot of variables at the end of the day. But if you lose, you lose.
Yeah, and that's what I felt like. I'm losing some of me with. I'm venturing out on things that don't have nothing to do with me, like that thing I did with the corner. That's probably a project I shouldn't even try to take on. The corner, and my dude had told me that. He said, you don't need to do that. That ain't for you. And it wasn't. And
I agree with that. And then I disagree because it's two things that go along with that. If you had not have done that, then you would not have learned something from that experience. You would not have gained something from that. So it's good.
True.
Yeah, so it's good that you do like everything, like it's duality. You'll never have one thing without the other.
But my thing is, I put myself back into a situation I just got out of. So no, I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have done it because I should have learned from the last one that I was doing. You know what I'm saying? To know better not to do it again. And that's something I want to say too. When it comes to people you deal with, girl from the corner, like I said on my live, I'm not knocking nobody down, but I would never support her again. I would never. And at the end of the day, you have to know when to throw your towel in on some things. And I think I dragged that on too long. And I just feel bad that people of color can't support each other. We can't be honest. We can't be truthful, you know, because all the things that they said about her is true. I'm going to put it out there. And I'm not going to support bad business. I'm not going to support it. And I'm not going to let any of my friends and my fans support it either. We're not going to support bad business. And that's bad business. Just totally bad business.
It's something else that I can say about that, but that'll be for another show.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. But it has
that's not come out and go too deep into it. That's something else we can talk about. We could talk about small business, bad business, and different stuff like that next time. But that's just something I was putting out there. I had, and you know what? I had such a relief when I severed myself from that too, though. You know, I had to, you know, and I was like, I'm trying to be different. I'm gonna put this very gently. I'm trying to be a different person. I'm not trying to go back to that person I used to be. I'm trying to be honest. I'm trying to be trustworthy. I'm trying to set a precedence for myself so that when this business jumps off, people know that when you come to me, you can trust me. People don't know that if you invest in me, I'm gonna give back. You know what I'm saying? So this is why I'm talking about this, and that's going to be for Thursday because there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about that I'm doing that I have to take care of in the next couple of days. Confirm it, but like you said, life ain't always fair. Don't always give you what you want, but it give you what you need for sure.
And that's another reason why you had to go with the corner, so you'll know what not to do and how you don't want to run business.
Right. Absolutely. I would never, ever. And I gave my opinion on a lot of stuff while I was there, and she just did not listen. You have to crawl before you walk. And when you start running and you haven't even gotten to your crawl yet, you're going to fall on your face.
Yep.
It's inevitable.
That's part of your training, man. Like, that's why I don't never say I'm not. That's why you don't get, you're exactly where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Time is a social construct. And
yeah.
You can't say that I'm behind on this. Now you're exactly where you're supposed to be. From sometimes, and then when people talk about like opportunities are really tests. Now you might, if you, so like for instance, let's say you go, I go on this show or this performance. It was an opportunity. Now, what's going to tell if I come out, what's going to tell the outcome is how I prepared for that opportunity. Now, if I didn't practice a lot or whatever, then I might not get the best result from that opportunity or out of that performance. But the positive thing about it is if they saw me kind of off my game a little bit, at least they know who I am. And so between the time I do that and that next opportunity comes up, those same people that saw where I was at and the work I put in, they're like, hey man, look, we saw you the first time, and you know it was cool, but I can see your growth from then to now. The opportunities are tests. They're gonna keep on coming back. They might not come back in the same form, but they'll keep coming back. So never tell yourself that you're behind or you're not where you're supposed to be. You're where you're supposed to be at that time, given the decisions that you've made and the work that you put in. So you going through what you went through, like, you needed to go through that because that's part of your training. You see?
Yeah, because I always said 2024 was going to be my change. 2024.
So the one thing that I would say, like when you said you're trying to be a different person, like be definite. Don't just say I'm trying to say I want to be better. I'm working on being better.
Absolutely.
That's it. Because like a different person can be anything. You got to remember too, words are spells. And whatever you
being a different person isn't a bad thing for me because I understand in my mind what I'm saying. So I'm speaking it into existence in my mind. So being a different person is good for me because I know who I was. I know the things I used to do. I know the things I used to be into. So being a different person, that's why I say I try to be humble. I try to not worry about the negative, and I try to concentrate on the positive on things. I want to be a person that when people see me, they can see what I'm doing before I do it. They can see the energy I have before I open my mouth and say anything. You know what I'm saying? To see that it's positive. Motivational speaking is something I've always desired. That's something I'm really going to get into because I'm feeling in my spirit that people need that. There's a lot of people hurting today. And they don't have any relief from that because nobody talks about the things that we need to talk about.
Once again,
a lot of stuff is still to this day considered taboo. You don't talk about it. I'm talking.
That's another reason why communication broken too. You said it, taboo.
Yep. Oh, you're not supposed to talk about that. Oh, you shouldn't say that. Oh, that's family business. You shouldn't be talking about that. What I'm going to talk about, I'm going to make it. That's why I said I'm probably going to make a few people mad. They can get mad. It's okay. Hallelujah.
Like I said, it's a lot of variables that go to it. Why what messes your communication and eventually messes up your relationship. And because it's that too, that whole thing about being taboo. We don't talk about that. Oh, you're not supposed to talk about that. You're supposed to leave. Oh no, that right there. We coming up, man. You've already kind of been behind the 8 ball because we learned number one, you born to a program. Number 2, that taboo stuff. So it was already a lot against you coming up. Right. And I think we are all in a part. Well, at least for people of our era, the older us. Seeing how things are changing, we're realizing that now we need to unlearn a lot of things. Yeah, and it's hard because you got to break away from, unlearning has its challenges. It's not impossible. It's just it's challenging. So you give yourself grace, You know what I'm saying? We'll never get it 100% right.
Oh yeah, I don't want to be perfect. Being perfect isn't even it's not even a projection for me. I just want to be. I want to be. What's the word? I don't want to be perfect. I want to be successful, and I want to be. I want to be. I don't know if I want to say validated as far as like what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So life is just that, it's life. So we are down to 9 minutes on the show.
Yep.
And I just want to say this was a good one. I think we talked about a lot of things that needed to be talked about. I think in relationships, you guys want to talk about this again, we can. In relationships,
we can.
There's give and take in everything.
Yeah.
Nothing. And you know what? Somebody told me ain't nothing free. And I say, yes, it is. And it's not. There's nothing free, because when you give your heart, you're losing if it falls apart. When you give some of your energy, you lose when it falls apart. So nothing's free. I'm either gonna lose, win, or what is it, fold in the middle. So live your life. I want to say it very comfortably. Live your life to where you're comfortable, meaning do whatever it is in your life you're trying to accomplish. Set your goals. Don't let nobody pull you away from those goals, and get it done. Yep. You know, we're not going to be here forever. There is a beginning and an end to everything. And all that matters is what you do in the middle of that dash. You born and you die. But that dash in the middle, my uncle used to say, that dash in the middle is all that matters. What you do in between that time is what matters.
Now y'all like run that back. You said everything has a beginning and an end, right?
Yep.
That's everything. That goes with everything. Everything has a beginning and an end.
It does.
Kanisha says the longer you hold a secret, the more it's gonna hurt and do damage when it comes to the light. You done seen enough Madea movies to know that that's true. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah. Yes, but I love life. I love me. I'm giving me much hugs. I feel better today than I did yesterday.
Good.
I've decided to refocus everything that I've been thinking. I'm gonna have to refocus and rethink it, because it doesn't work for me.
Refocus, rethink.
And I just feel like I'm a prize, and if can't nobody see that, then they've lost. You know.
Let me ask a question, Leeryk. How much time are you giving these guys?
What you mean, how much time?
You meet them and you come to a conclusion. How long does it take you to reach the conclusion that?
It just depends on who it is and what kind of relationship I'm trying to get into, because my relationships, a lot of times, especially today, I meet somebody, I'm friends, we're going to be friends. And if we have a connection, and it becomes something stronger, then I move into that. It could take little time or long time. It just depends. You know, every relationship I've been in has been different.
What I'm really getting to is your video the other night. You were distraught because.
Don't say distraught. I wasn't damn distraught.
Well, I knew I was going to get in trouble. I'm always using the wrong words, but I
wasn't distraught. I was more in a place where I was confused still about what I should do.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You reached the point of conclusion. Conclusion. You reached the point of you reached the point that you were the other night, last night.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to get there? Like you got to find better. I can't verbalize it right now because I can't remember your thoughts.
Yeah.
In totality. But
well,
how long did you give the guy before you reached the conclusion that you deserve better?
Well, I mean, we were going through that for like the last 2 weeks, I guess. So
You only
my thing is I'm not quitting. I'm just moving. I have to move over. I can't stay in the same spot because I'll sink. So I'm gonna move over. And when you're ready, long as I'm still available, when you're ready, talk to me. Yep. You know? So I have to let people go and let him heal. Maybe he's going through something. Maybe he needs to heal. I don't know. But what I'm gonna do for me is I got to do my healing process. I can't do it standing where I am, so I have to move.
Okay. We can. I know we're running out of time, but I would like y'all to talk about something else, and it's in relation to the topic we're having right now.
Okay.
You meet a guy or you meet a woman, and they're cut from an entirely different cloth from you. They're the environment they grew up in, and then you meet them and y'all hit it off. Y'all like each other. You're feeling each other. Do you just expect them to conform?
Oh no.
To the normal way of life. Let's say Leeryk, you meet a thug, and a recovering thug, and you know you're part of society. You're part of you're in society. You know I can't verbalize everything I'm trying to say right now, but you know what generally you're supposed to do, what you're supposed to say, how you're supposed to act. Now this thug guy grew up in the streets. He grew up in the penitentiary, and for the most part.
Okay.
So that's pretty much all he knows. Now, true enough, he may have been, but how do you deal with that? Now
that is so funny because my situation is, well, okay, I ain't gonna say my situation. When you meet somebody like that, I don't shut the doors on any kind of love, even if it comes from that. Because everybody has a heart to start with. And I believe that regardless of how bad somebody seems, there's some good in some, there's good in everybody. Now, everybody can't, like that, if that's what they grew up in, sometimes they can't get out of it. You have to tell yourself, is that what you want? Is that the kind of life you want to live? Because if that's where they're from and that's what they do, and they're not going to move from that, and that's what they're going to do, you're going to have to make a decision of whether or not you want to be there. Whether or not that is an environment you want to subject yourself to. You have to realize you can't change anybody. Anybody that doesn't want to change, you can't change them.
They got to change themselves.
And if they don't want to change, believe that if you get into that thug life with them, that's where you're going to be. Yeah. If they want to change, y'all can do that together. But if that person doesn't want to change and whatever they're doing that makes them that person, you know, sometimes people do what they have to do. Sometimes people do what they have to do. But after you've done what you have to do, get out of that and do what you need to do. You know?
Man, we down to like 1 minute. We gonna have we should talk about this Thursday. Like,
most definitely got to bring it back because it ain't done. We're not done.
And I mean the reason why I think though too the reason I'm not gonna say I think, but I know that the reason why relationships is such a big topic is because we are inhabitants on a planet where there's other people and people need each other. We go through this whole thing where we've gone through the war where men and women felt like they didn't need each other. We're going through that right now. But the thing about it is we were not put on this planet to be by ourselves. Like people need each other. And the only way in relationships make the world go round. What makes the world go round. So that's why relationships is always going to be a topic because we need to learn how to have functioning and honest relationships.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And you should always, and I don't care what anybody says, everybody doesn't learn at the same rate.
At the same rate. Yeah, we just said everybody don't learn it.
And everything you do don't mean the same to everybody. How you present it doesn't mean everybody's going to receive it the same.
Because I know for me, and I take accountability for this too, sometimes I get myself into situations that I probably don't need to be in, or just because of the fact that I know I had like that never back down mentality, and it's like one time I was at work and they had these jetways up at work, and I used to like to try to do pull-ups on the thing, right? So y'all know me, I'm about this big. If you see me in person, y'all know me, I'm about this big. I'm not no big, tall dude. And so dude was like, hey, I bet you can't get that one. I'm not gonna sit down and be like, I'm not gonna try. I'm not gonna not try. So like I jumped up there and I couldn't reach it. So how many times have we taken, what I'm saying is how many times have we taken shots that hey, I'm probably not gonna do this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I want to see if I can do it, or 90% of the shots not taken, 90% of the shots missed is 90% of the shots not taken if you never take the shot. So that's how sometimes I get myself into situations where I find that I just don't have the capacity to do this. And that's okay. But sometimes people get into them and then they stay and they make it worse. So you have to be comfortable and be honest with yourself that, hey, it goes same thing with relationships. You sit up there and you like, nah, I can't handle this, but you still keep on trying to handle it and you just gonna make it worse.
Okay, I gotta get ready for work.
Yep.
It's been a great show.
Great show. We're gonna pick this up. If y'all still in here, we're gonna pick this up
Thursday.
We continue.
Yeah. If I don't have my car, I'm gonna be back on the video.
All right. I just might go on live too. So if y'all want to get on my live later on, good conversation. Relationships make the world go round.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. In closing, everybody, thank you for joining in. Thank you for the likes, the shares, the comments. We want y'all to tune in every Monday and Thursday from 9 a.m. to the 11 a.m. to Table Talk Morning Show on Real Talk 100 Radio. A great conversation this morning. If you're tuning in late, that's okay. We want you to tune in. Obviously, we want you to rewind the recording and listen to it and chime in on topic. Feel free to chime in on topic because I answer these comments all through the night. That's all we got today. The topic was, if you're just chiming in, the topic was, why do people, it was two topics actually. Why can't people just talk their problems out when problems arise in relationships? And topic number two is people in relationships. Why do you stop doing the things that you were doing at the beginning of the relationship? That's always be a factor. That's always going to be a factor. Yes, indeed. Be a factor. Please continue to like. Just hit that like and love button about 1 million times for us if you loved what we were talking about today, and share the video and tag other people in relationships that are having problems. That's all we got, y'all. We're gonna end the show just like we started it with a song called Natural. You know what?
Get your tickets for the Rose Garden concert.
April
28th.
I'll put that up right now. Boop, there it is right there. The Rose Garden concert is coming up when?
April 28th. That's this Sunday. Y'all get y'all tickets, man, because y'all definitely want to be there. And if y'all follow me, man, the link, I have the link in my page, but I'm gonna post it again because I want to see you. I want to see y'all in there, man. We would really love your support. I would really love your support.
There you go. Thank you, CHOZ1N. CHOZ1N will be performing also. There's his flyer. The Rose Garden concert is coming up.
Yeah.
8th, and I will make sure I put the link. Where do I go to get the link? Where does somebody go if they want tickets right now,
the Higher ENT, the Hip Hop is Real website. I will have the link. Matter of fact, I'm gonna send it to you, Malcolm.
Good morning. So I'm on my way out of here, y'all.
This link, and y'all get y'all tickets, man.
Yep.
All right.
Higher ENT
is real.
See you guys on Thursday. I'll be back on here though, because I got to work tonight. So I'll be on live.
I'm gonna post a link for y'all right now. Go to this website and get your tickets
for the Rose Garden concert.
For the Rose Garden concert coming up this weekend.
And make sure that make sure you put on there who you going to see. I mean, we already know what we're there for. And like she told me, she said, this isn't just my show. You're performing too. I'm like, yeah, I get it. So, make sure y'all click on who y'all really want to go. Not really who y'all really want to go see, but if you want to support me, then you click your ticket under me. You want to see, you're going to see the lady of the hour. That's fine too. We just want y'all support. You know what I mean?
Yes, indeed, CHOZ1N. Yeah. We know exactly what you mean, my man. I'm gonna change it up, and I want to play your boy Yo, man.
Man.
I want to go out with Yo, man.
Yeah, go ahead and go out with my boy Zamar. Matter of fact, in May, We having another Blackout Series concert in May, and I will be in the house doing what I do. So y'all definitely want to make sure y'all get that, and the details will be coming soon.
The Rose Garden concert, y'all. It's all about neo soul and R&B music. There's the link in the comments. Hit the hyperlink in the comments. Get your tickets today, or get them Friday night, or it's not until Saturday, correct?
Sunday.
You have from now until Sunday to click the link in our conversation, in our comments, and go and see my boy CHOZ1N and go and see Rosie Bush. We played Rosie Bush earlier in the show. We're gonna end the show with Real Love by Zamar Y'all. We'll see y'all Thursday, y'all, for more great conversation. Tag somebody in the comments and hit that like a love button as Leeryk throws up the peace sign and does that duck lip thing that the women do these days. Do it again, Leeryk.
No. See ya.
All right, y'all. We'll see you. We'll see you Thursday. Have a great day.
Oh man, how's life treating you, brother?
The tour is going pretty well. Lately I've been feeling like I've been missing something.
And what is that? Love?
Yeah, man. I think I just need to settle down. I think it's about time.
Yeah, man. Must be nice. I mean, I'm sure when we least expect it, she'll come around.
Yeah, gotta find her first. But the crazy thing is, it's like I just don't understand where, she's gonna come from. That's what I thought, brother.
Sometimes I feel lost, sitting here thinking, wondering if I'm dreaming of what more I need. Seems like the word is fading from my heart. It's like, what is love? What is love? No patience involved, the one that's none at all. I'ma tell you now, you need to know what is love. Clap your hands and stomp your feet, feel the rhythm within your heartbeat. Just close your eyes and you'll see all real love. Real love. Real love. So y'all know. Well, can somebody please hold my hand? And we just dance, going round and round again. You stare at me, I stare at you, and we just dance. I haven't felt this feeling in so long, going in circles and circles all night long. Oh, how it feels good to be loved again. Just close your eyes and you'll see all real love. Real love. Real love. So y'all know. I just wanna love you, babe. Give you everything but on me. I just wanna hold, I just wanna love, I just wanna kiss, I just wanna love. I just wanna hold, I just wanna love, I just wanna kiss, I just wanna love. Real love, real love. So y'all know.
Yes, indeed, everybody. That brings us to a conclusion to the show. That was Zamar Yaw and Real Love playing live on Real Talk 100 Radio. Y'all go and follow Zamar Yaw at ZAMAR. Oh, it's right there on the screen. I forgot. I put it on the screen right there, everybody. Go and follow Zamar Yaw. Real Love, Real Love, Real Love. The video is on YouTube. Go and follow him on all social media platforms, just the way you see it spelled on the screen right there. Beautiful song. Beautiful song. Beautiful song. Tune in Thursday for another edition of Table Talk Morning Show on Real Talk 100 Radio. Y'all have a great Monday, everybody. Be productive. Bye-bye. Peace.